Patrick, and welcome to some more Tesla news. It's been a really exciting past few days in the world of Tesla and electric vehicles in general. Tesla has finally revealed the Highland update to the Model 3. So this is the first real major update for the Model 3 since it's been made. And they've made over 2 million Tesla Model 3s now. So this is big. Although you could probably get a really good deal on some used Model 3s because people are going to be trading up right now. So what's the biggest things that have been changed in this Highland Model 3? It's got an estimated around 370 US EPA miles of range. It's hard to say because this is only available over in China and Europe and where things come out of that factory over there from China. It's not available yet here in the United States and other regions yet. We'll see. I imagine it's coming soon, very, very soon, because Tesla's got to update the factories here in the United States to also make these as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Model Y is going to be doing this very soon because they share the same platform. 370 miles of estimated range, about 33 miles or so more range than the current Tesla Model 3. That's probably because the drag coefficient is now better. It's now 0.219, the best of any Tesla ever made. It was 0.225. They've moved a lot of things down from the Tesla Model X and S refresh. So you've got this updated steering wheel, no stocks, capacitive touch. It's arguably better. It's more minimalist. A lot of people really prefer the stocks, but Tesla's not backtracking on that one yet. So it just takes some getting used to for when you're turning the steering wheel, because then your turn signal is upside down. But you get used to it. I didn't mind it. My wife never really liked it. Something to be aware of. And you may lean you towards purchasing a used super good deal on a Model 3. The seats are now ventilated on the front, and they're more cushy in the back. The sound system has been updated from 14 to 17 speakers. They've improved the Bluetooth microphone performance as well. They've also improved the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in general for better connectivity to your devices in your garage. It's always been a problem, getting updates because your routers are in your house and the Wi-Fi is in your car and it's in a garage, and so it's always been needing some improvement. So hopefully that helps in that arena. The interior is quieter than the original Model 3. They've updated a lot of the glass. It used to be just the front 3 panels that were the acoustic glass, the double pane, and now it's the entire vehicle. So it's quieter ride. Can't hear as much outside noise because the vehicle itself's really quiet, but the outside noise has always been the problem. This helps address that. They've updated the interior with customizable ambient lighting, and the trunk's bigger. 594 liters up from 561. So it's got more storage space, and it's just been updated and newer all around. So that's the Model 3 Highland, out now over in Europe and China, coming soon to the rest of the world. So in addition to updating the Model 3, Tesla slashed the prices again for the, 8th time in a year, and on the Model S and X. And now you can get a Model X for just under $80,000 in the US, which means it qualifies for the $7,500 tax credit, which means this is a massive price drop. I mean, you're looking at almost $17,000 to $18,000 price drop because of the tax credit. And now you might really look at that. If you're looking at a performance Model Y versus a Model X base, they're actually very similar. The X actually has insane mode, and then the Plaid is a smoking good deal. You can get it now for around $90,000, and it has the 6 seats. So not only are you getting the performance upgrade, you're getting the seats, which cost extra on the base, and the price difference between the Plaid and the non-Plaid, if you didn't qualify for the tax credit anyways, is actually very minimal. It's only a couple $1,000s. Plus, all the colors are free, so you can get that awesome new red color. Yeah, this is that price drop for SFD. Crazy, $3,000 price drop. It's a really good time if you're interested in the Model S or X Plaid, because the prices are the lowest they have ever been. And it's very unfortunate if you already bought one and the value kind of dropped. So also used ones are going to be a really good deal right now. Let me know what you guys think of this crazy price drop. Elon's taking some heat now because he was saying with full self-driving, which is also dropped from $15,000 down to $12,000, that these are appreciating assets and that they would be worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars over time because of the full self-driving and the ability to earn revenue as a robo-taxi. So we'll see. That remains to be. My theory is they will lower the price of full self-driving, but change the licensing that you cannot use it as a robo-taxi, and that it'll have a different tier if you want to use it and earn revenue, or a different percentage, right? So like Tesla's going to keep 30% and you keep 70, but if you don't want to pay as much for it, maybe Tesla's going to take like the other, flip it around, right? You're only going to get like 30% or something. I don't know. 15,000 was too much. Even 12,000, if you think about it, over the life of however long you're going to keep the vehicle versus the $200 a month, it's getting close to about the same now. Maybe at 8,000 or 10, but 12 still kind of high. What would you guys do? If you get full self-driving, would you do it? Another thing is, there was a big old controversy last week on full self-driving. Elon did a test on version 12 alpha that he's testing, which is all neural nets, and it has no programming, like line per line of like how to do a roundabout. It just learned it, and based on a neural net around roundabouts. And performance was pretty good. He only had one intervention on his little drive that was live. He did mention one big thing, though. The new hardware 4 that's going to be in this new Model 3, it's already in the S and the X and the Y, is going to be about 6 months behind because they have to do all the neural net training again because the camera resolution is so high, and there's a different number of cameras. There's only 2 in the front. There's a really wide angle, super high resolution one in a telephoto, as opposed to a medium telephoto and a wide that are lower resolutions. Everybody was freaking out because there has been no full self-driving beta for hardware 4, and then on Monday they released it. So it's not version 12; it's still version 13, and it does work for most people. The one we have needs recalibrated or something because it's still not working, but that's good. So all these new hardware 4 cars, they will have full self-driving. They just will be behind on the latest update for a while because Elon still sounds like he's trying to get full self-driving out of beta by the end of the year, which sounds crazy considering it still tries to kill you on every trip. But it is getting better. Like I used it for about 4,000 miles in just the past month. No, geez, it's been more like 10,000 miles in the last month because I made several trips, multi-day trips, and it is really good. I think the nag is very annoying. It's super, super picky on the steering wheel or looking ahead. For the most part, it did really good. Like interventions were in the double digits for my whole month. Yeah, really good stuff. What do you think of full self-driving? Do you think it's going to make it by the end of the year to be safer than a human? Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the human, right? It's already better than a lot of humans, but not as good as some. And the type of mistakes it makes are really, really bad. I wouldn't sleep in the back of a car for sure. So these price drops on the S and the X are just crazy. At the beginning of the year, you were looking at $121,000 for a Model X. Now it's down to $80,000. What? And then the Model S from $104,000 down to $75,000. The Model S does not qualify for the tax credit, by the way, and the price of the plaid versions of S and X are the same. The Model S is better, obviously. It has track mode. Supposedly X is going to get track mode soon. It's about half a second slower on the X. But man, everything else about the X is just... The balcony doors are amazing, way more storage, more comfortable in terms of like space and area. You don't have to like sit into it if you're an older person or, big or tall. The X looks cool. I mean, the S looks cool from the outside, and it is technically faster. But man, for the price, X used to be 10 grand more for everything, and now it's essentially the same, or if you get the low end, it's even less if you get the tax credits. So I think the sales of the X are going to go up. Tesla's going to have to bring down that X to or the Model S back to the $69 by the end of the year, I imagine. Or the rumor has it, the new Cyber cell that they're going to put in the Cybertrucks, once they get build up enough capacity or build, they'll probably switch them over, and then we'll see that Plaid Plus. We'll probably see the quad motor that's going to be in the Cybertrucks. Probably even going to appear in the S and the X first, because Elon said that's kind of like the proving ground for the new things, the things that got passed down to the Tesla Model 3, right? Like the rear screens, the steering wheel, a lot of the functionality and the cost savings. That's the big thing. Elon said in the shareholders meetings that these new Model 3s and the Model S and the X, the profit margins were insane and through the roof. They saved so much in the redesign on the way that they build them. They had tons to work with. It was over like 40% profit. And then once they got up to building them at larger quantities and scale and they ramped them up, it was going to be even higher. And then that was when the cost of the batteries was really high during the pandemic, and he said it was going to get lower. So if you look back at the earnings calls, you can see completely they were planning to do this price drop, because he also said they could sell, less cars at a higher margin, or they can go for the, really what the mission is at a Tesla and switching everybody to electric, right? And in order to do that, it's got to be, the cost has got to come down. It's got to be more affordable to more people. And that is the goal with Tesla right now. So don't expect prices to go back up again anytime soon. All these new factories are coming online, or they already have come online, and they're ramping up, and the Cybertruck's coming out. Yeah, Tesla's probably not going to be getting more expensive. They're probably going to be getting cheaper, and they're going to be getting better, faster, more range. What do you guys think? What do you where do you think this is all headed? Speaking of the Cybertruck, there's finally been there's been lots of spy shots. One with the front open and nothing in it to kind of see what's all back there. And then another one where you can actually see the opening. It looks about half as deep as the Ford F-150 Lightning, which is not bad. In mine, I don't really use half of it most of the time, although it's super nice working space. So it'd be sad to see that go. It's supposedly a little bit shorter than an F-150, which would be nice, because this thing's massive. I'm in one right now, and I opt to go in the Model Y a lot just because it's kind of hard maneuvering around to places really quickly, because it's just a really big vehicle. Are you guys getting a Cybertruck? If so, do you plan on having it be your daily driver? Or are you going to have one of these new Model 3 refreshes to zip around in? Because that might be the way to go. Like, if you want performance, get like a little Model 3, and then maybe get the cheaper Cybertruck for hauling stuff around, if you've got the space for it. Just an idea. Or as opposed to getting like the maxed out plaid version of the Cybertruck. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It helps me know that you guys are still watching, and anybody that's wanting to come on the show and do really cool interviews like the last show that I did with Aptura. Man, they make a really cool EV charger. It's got the NACS connector on it now, coming out really soon. Some really cool energy monitoring stuff that can save you hundreds of dollars per month on just being able to monitor and, turn off and on things at certain times. It's really cool. Check it out, the last video that I made. And I'm totally open to anybody else that's wanting to do some interviews like that. I love learning about these things, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers like you do as well. I'll see you guys again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.